Hey, SpiderWayne here, and I'm going to go over a lot of stuff on the 350QX. I'm going to swap out the landing gear for taller landing gear because I am getting rid of the case that comes with the Blade 350QX that just carries your GoPro around. It doesn't do anything in the way of stabilizing it when the quadcopter is going left, right, forward, backwards. It's just carrying it around. So I'm going to swap it out and put this gimbal in that I got off of eBay from a place out in China. Goes for about 85 bucks, works really well. The only problem was when I got it, came with these yellow balls, and I didn't want these in here. I just didn't like the way it looked, so I contacted the seller, and I told him I wanted blue balls. So he sent them to me, and they're here. Okay, so I found this gimbal by watching another YouTuber called Blue Flyer TV. He has a lot of good videos on the 350QX. If you haven't checked him out, you should probably subscribe to him because he has a lot of good videos, like I said, on the 350QX. So check him out. I may use this stuff called MoonGel, which a lot of people are saying helps with smoothing out the flight. Okay, another thing that I want to go over is people are reporting GPS lock problems using the Hero3 Plus, not the Hero 3. If the camera is on, it's okay. But if the camera is on, once you hit record on it, the quadcopter fails to get a GPS lock or loses it, and that's not good. So what I've done is I've put this slug and snail copper tape on the inside of the casing of the quadcopter, and since I've done it, I haven't had any GPS lock problems whatsoever. So I'm going to open this up during the install, and you'll see how I put the tape in. And if you would like to do that, you probably should if you're having GPS lock problems with your Hero 3 Plus. So let's get started. All right, so let's take this. I believe this is the compass, has to come off first when taking off the landing gear, and the screws on it are very tiny. In fact, I have this best screwdriver. It's a 319257, so hopefully that helps you out because they are tiny. Okay. Wow, it's pretty tall. Feels pretty stable though, so good. Okay, next up, take all the other screws out and open this case up. All right, so here's what the inside of my 350QX looks like, okay? So as you can see, I've covered up a lot of the inside with this slug and snail copper taping, or copper tape. It's very thin. You just peel it off, cut it up, and stick it in there. And once you do that, it's from this part of the battery compartment back. So if you do that and you're having GPS lock problems, it should take care of you. Of course, I'm not responsible for if it doesn't help you, but it has helped me. Okay, so now I'm going to drill a hole through the case so I can fit the wire from the gimbal through. And you want to be safe when you do this, okay? So I'll be right back. Okay, so safety first. Goggles, gloves, taped up my sleeves. Can never be too safe. Okay, so I went ahead and I mounted this plate on here, which is what I'm going to wire tie the gimbal to. I went ahead and drilled the hole and put a grommet in here so the wires don't, you know, rub against the plastic that I just drilled out. Next, what I need to do is run a balance cable through, and from here up under the battery tray over here. All right, so got the cable through, the balance cable through to plug into the gimbal, and I had to actually cut this and resolder it and heat shrink it back together, because obviously this end would not fit through the little hole there. So anyway, it looks good. Looks like everything's fine. I got a clear path there for the battery tray. Before it was sort of in the way a little bit, but I cut a piece of the side down, maybe you can see it there, and pushed the cable through, and it fits fine now. There are some pins here on the side, if anybody knows what those are for. I believe it's for the new camera that the 350QX is going to get, but if it can be used for power and anybody knows what the pins are that I should be using, well, let me know and I'll resolder this to another tip and plug it in right there. So, okay, if you guys can see that, I don't know if you can or not. But now I'm going to screw this top piece back on and put it all back together and make sure everything works. It's time to test the gimbal now and make sure that my connections are working okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook this part up first, and then I'm going to put the battery on. And my new connection. Okay, so it just lit up. You can see how it's floppy right now. It'll straighten up when it activates. And there it goes. So, yep, the gimbal is working fine. So, it's time to disconnect this and start putting everything back together. Okay, so in an effort to make this, the gimbal with the video a little smoother, I'm going to try this stuff that people talk about called MoonGel. This is actually for drums. It dampens the drum heads, and people have been saying that it works pretty darn well. It's gooey, so I'm going to take a couple pieces here and put it in between the gimbal and this plate that's screwed onto the, well, you know what, I'm going to do 2 and 2, I think. I'll just put 2 and 2. So put 2 here. I'm going to grab another 2. I'll put it on this side. So, and then I'm going to screw this, or I'm going to use wire ties to tie this onto here, and we'll see how it comes out. Be right back. Okay, so it looks like everything is back in place. Quadcopter comes on okay. Now to check this out, as you can see right now, it sort of just wobbles around. I have all the wire ties on here, as you can see, to hold everything together. And I also noticed that the center of gravity, once the battery is in, if I grab it by about the middle here, it's a little bit, well, it's not bad actually. It balances pretty well. So as far as center of gravity goes, I guess it's actually okay. So if anything, it's a little bit heavy on this side, but not too bad. So, okay, so there's the gimbal now with no power in it. Plug it in, give it a few seconds to initiate. And there it goes. So now it's ready. As you can see, it doesn't flop around. Look at that. Stays pretty still. So looks like it's all working well. What I need to do now is take it out and fly it and see how good the video comes out. And I'll put some test footage up. So stay tuned. Today I'm going to show you the Mophie Juice Pack Plus for your iPhone 4, 4S, 5, 5S, whichever one you have. If you've ever run out of power and you need just a little bit more, this is a great device to have. I'm going to show it to you right now. Okay, so this is SpiderWayne at the Carey house, October 31st, Halloween. And I have the lights out just so I can use the infrared and the full spectrum of this camera.